Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy, I'm a paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get franked like Aretha. I'm calm, but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck, and they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. Just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. Get my good side. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice. Go run up a check, demand my respect. I'm doing the most, I never quit. They want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bag. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping out the bag. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bag. Vibe blowing at the J. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
I gotta hit him with an update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they know. Hold up. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Yes, sir. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Tell me what's to them boys, I know they ain't talking about me. Hold up. All up in a nigga DMs for the feature, I know they ain't talking about free. Shorty no lie, no leap. I ain't gon' lose no sleep, you don't have in this Jeep. What you gon' sow, you gon' reap. Bet I'm gon' kill what I eat by the end of this beat. Put a little honey in my tea, put a little pep in your step, I bet on my soul we feast. Bet you don't go, I bet you don't know these freaks. Gotta hit that note on key. Put it on baby, on mammy, on God, on me. Fuck nigga, you not no G. I be in the spot low key. I been at the crib, probably wonder how I got your key. They act like they ain't know it. Guess I gotta hit him with an update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Please tell me what's to these lanes, they must be out of their mind. Must be. All up in a nigga face tryna hit a blunt, I know he ain't talking about mine. Putting that work on my grind, putting that perp in my lung, I'm putting that work on her spine. Put a little Drake on my tab, long as she working that back, I ain't hurting, I'm fine. I bet I gon' earn it right back. Nigga just hit up my jack, got him working my line, I stay in my lane. I ain't even tripping off yours, I'm too damn worried about mine. You not on no ride, nigga ain't having no motion, we so damn tired of your lies. I ain't one of your guys, niggas can't fit in my shoes, little buddy, them not of your size. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with an update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you at the front gate. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit him with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit him with the one take. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I've been up 6 days a week. I ain't getting no sleep. How they mad already? I ain't hit my peak. If they ain't hate, then you ain't great. Shit, you know how that go. But I've been way too hot to worry about no low. I jump off a jet and I'm turning the city up. Niggas know that I'm really up. Shawty thick as a pony, I tell that hoe giddy up. I been beating that kitty up, and I ain't gotta say it, they figured I get it in. I been popping my shit again. Cop a crib on the side where they don't let no niggas in. I been noticed you getting thin. I done mastered the art of my hustle. Man, you niggas one part of my struggle. So it's funny, the moment you get you some money, they flocking, they all in your bubble. I been popping this pimpin', I'm patting my stat sheet. Got my O's in the track meet. Everything that I drop gon' be hard as the last heat. Baby, come get your back beat. I been having this motion, I move like a nurse, little nigga. I can't give a fuck how you feel. All of my partners that came up from nothing, you know that I can't keep it nothing but real. Need you a verse, better come with that paper in order. I'm booming, I'm charging them steep. I'm in your city a total of week and a half. You know I ain't come here to sleep. I been going up 10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I've been up 2 weeks, that's a half months with a half ounce and a whole queen. Herb pack in the backwoods with some backwoods tryna go green. Probably 10, surely not 20s. I'm like, fuck it though, I keep them hoes clean. From the coastline straight to Moline. I just pull pimp, I don't pull lean. Get more green than a golf tee. Come get your issue, get off me. All of my minutes is costly. I've been flicking my wrist, got it frosty. We been up in the score, I've been keeping a tally. My shit like a rally, we moving they soul. Fuck what you thinking, they already know. And as soon as I think it, it already flow. The hell is you saying? You gotta be playing. You niggas ain't coming like this. Hop in the booth and I'm beating the brakes off the mic. I just can't give them nothing but hits. I just been flexing on them, getting reps in. They ain't finished clapping for the next win. Got these niggas greener than they next skin. Stacking heirlooms for the next gen. I been outside, I been beachside, I been east side with the gang. I took a jet ride to the west side for some Roscoe's and a chain. I had to bounce back to the Midwest, went to Chi-Town on the train. I hit the D-Town for the weekend, swerving potholes every lane. I've been going up 10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Big Dog Bark and coming straight out of Memphis 10 with another live for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all got your NFL caps on, your GM, your front office caps on today. Because I'm gonna get straight into it with the topic. Shedeur Sanders. Is he overhyped or is he undervalued? So before I get into the topic, as y'all in the building, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that and comment. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be on no relationship, ain't gonna be on no race, ain't gonna be on no politics today. We strictly football, strictly sports. And depending on how many people watching, depending on how long I'm gonna be on this one. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people they gonna say what they gonna say about this conference, this topic. I've been hearing about it all weekend, and I'm finna go on say what I gotta say. And before I dive off into this topic, I had to talk to the people that's in my circle when it comes down to sports, which is my son, his partner, and my two younger brothers. Them the ones that's in my circle when it comes down to sports because they're totally unbiased. And well, they biased. They if I'm saying it right, well, they're gonna say what they want to say and I can appreciate their train of thought. Because they're gonna be fans of their teams, but they also gonna be realists of the game. My youngest brother that's in California, he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. He's a Buffalo fan, Colorado Buffalo fan. He's a Houston Rocket fan. I know this. My brother that's in Texas, he's an Atlanta Falcon fan. He's an Alabama Crimson Tide fan. He's a Duke men's basketball fan. I know this. He's a New York Knicks fan. I know this. My son is a Giants fan, New York Giants fan. He's a Tyler Hero fan. He's not a Miami Heat fan. He likes Tyler Hero. Me, I like the 49ers. I go for the Grizzlies because they in Memphis, but I'm really a Tiger basketball fan. So when I'm talking to my son and my two younger brothers about sports, I listen to them because they look at the game not only from the entertainment value, but from the business side of it too. And just like everybody else, when Thursday came around and the NFL draft started, I sat there and watched. And it was entertaining. It was players that me and my son and his partner, my brothers, we was players that we knew were gonna get drafted first round. It was players that shocked us, like where he come from, and it was players that shocked us that they dropped so low for whatever reason. And with the number one pick, the Tennessee Titans, my home state, picked Cam Ward. Now, I said Cam Ward was going number one during the college season. I saw him play. I like he's the perfect fit for the Tennessee Titans. Now I do cheer for the Titans when I get a chance to watch and I cheer for them because I'm from Tennessee. I'm in Memphis. I'm from Tennessee, so I do cheer for the Titans when they play. Now, if they have a good season, they have a good season. They get the playoffs. They get to the playoffs. Cool. When Derrick Henry was in Tennessee, they were good. Ryan Tannehill, wasn't the best quarterback, but they were decent. The defense was carried Tennessee. We had Eddie George and Earl McNair. They were good. So the Tennessee Titans selected Cam Ward with the number one pick. Now, when Cleveland traded out the 2 pick to Jacksonville, if Cleveland, the Browns, who ended up picking Shedeur in the 5th round at 144, if the Browns really felt like Shedeur Sanders was the guy at number 2, why did they trade out? Or like my brother in California said, if they were so smart because they run around talking like they just made the move of the century by getting Shedeur in the 5th round. Like he tell me, it's like if you were so smart, why you just didn't draft Travis Hunter in the second number 2, and do what you had to do to get Shedeur in the 5th round? If you're so smart, you could have had both of them. That's neither here nor there. Now with the Giants come up at 3, they drafted Abdul Carter from Penn State. Edge rusher. You can put his hand in the ground. He can stand up. He's going to be a problem. If he's healthy, he's going to be a problem for the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Commanders. He's going to be a problem. He's going to get them fixed. If he's any good like Michael Parsons was at Penn State, he's going to be a problem. Now, my brother, he was my son. He wasn't just pumped up about Abdul Carter, but he was like, I'll take him, but I ain't pumped up about it. And so on and so forth. So The Browns and the Giants at 2-3 didn't want Shedeur Sanders. Now, leading up until the draft, it was like Shedeur was going to be the second or the third quarterback picked. Because it wasn't that many teams that needed a quarterback to start day one. They already had their quarterbacks, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders. They already got their quarterback. Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Packers, the 49ers, the Rams. It's a lot of teams already had their quarterback, their day one starter. Last year's class, it was 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round. 6. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix. 6 quarterbacks drafted in the first round in last year's draft. 6. And going into this draft, everybody was saying it's a weak class because didn't no teams really need a day one quarterback, and the ones that needed it, they had their picks of a class that wasn't as strong as last year's class and not supposed to be as strong as next year's class. What's going on? So you got a class last year. You got a class last year that was good. And you got a class next year that's going to be good. This quarterback class wasn't good. It wasn't deep. It wasn't too many teams that needed a day one start. Sure, Cleveland might have needed a day one start because Deshaun Watson is some trash now. He over with it done. Plus, he got an injury. He don't miss the season. He over with and done. The Giants need a quarterback because Daniel Jones wasn't it. They got rid of him. Tommy DeVito, he ain't that. The Nucci or whatever, he ain't that. They went and got Russell Wilson. They went and got Jameis Winston. They ain't the future. Pittsburgh, they need a quarterback. They trying to get Aaron Rodgers. You feel what I'm saying? Who else might need a quarterback? The Jets, they got Justin Fields. If Justin Fields announced at the Jets, they could have got a quarterback. The Raiders, they got Geno Smith. They could have picked up Shedeur to sit behind Geno for a year or two. New Orleans, Derek Carr got a shoulder injury. That came out right before the draft that his shoulder fucked up. So he could have went to New Orleans. Tennessee, well, they wasn't going Shedeur, but Tennessee needed a quarterback. So it was teams that needed a quarterback, but not that many. And Cam Ward was the first quarterback off the board. So if we're going to say racism, because that's what a lot of people been using this weekend with Shedeur falling into the 5th round is racism. It's not racism if the first quarterback taken off the board is a black quarterback. How can that be racism when the first quarterback picked is black? The second player picked, Travis Hunter, is black. Jacksonville actually moved up to get him. Black. Abdul Carter, black. So the whole racism narrative, throw it out the window. Now, if you want to use the black quarterback thing, trust me, we can go back to the 80s and the early 90s where they were like, they didn't want a black quarterback. I mean, Doug Williams did win a Super Bowl when he was in Washington, and I guess he wasn't good enough to keep his job because that was the only time he won a Super Bowl was in Washington. After that, he fell off the map. Now, I don't know what, like, I was a little boy, I didn't know, but I know what I saw. He won a Super Bowl with Washington. Doug Williams from Grambling, he won a Super Bowl. I came up watching Randall Cunningham and Warren Moon. Warren Moon was what a lot of these quarterbacks want to be today because he can move, he can run, and he can throw. That was Randall Cunningham. I saw that. I saw Randall Cunningham. I saw Warren Moon when he was a Houston Oiler, number one. That was a big motherfucker with an arm. And he could throw. He wasn't as fast. He could move, but he wasn't no scrambling that quarterback. He was a pocket pass, and he could throw. It wasn't until Michael Vick and Steve McNair, rest in peace, where folks started looking at the quarterback position and a black man playing quarterback, were like, maybe we're wrong. Maybe a black man can play quarterback. And as you can see, in today's NFL, it's plenty of black quarterbacks. Plenty of black quarterbacks that can play. Plenty. A black quarterback went number one. So to sit there and say race had something to do with Shedeur sliding, I can't believe when I see black quarterbacks every Sunday. Shit. Just off the simple fact of what happened in this draft, me and my son, I'm like, I might go get Sunday ticket this year just to see what unfolds in Cleveland with Shedeur Sanders. Very polarized. But race, throw that out the window. Throw that out the window. This is where I'm going to go. And as y'all can see, I got my 49er hat on, you know what I'm saying? Say what you want to say, but I'm a 49er fan. Been a 49er fan since I was 10 years old, 30 plus years. It is what it is. Give Brock Purdy his money. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Sanders. Both Deion and Shedeur. Now, Deion Sanders, Hall of Fame corner. One of the greatest football players of all time. One of the greatest athletes of all time. Football, baseball, he could play basketball, could run track. Deion Primetime Sanders is a phenomenal athlete in his day. Can't take nothing away from him. I remember when the first pair of Deion Sanders shoes came out, I had to go get them. Had the black and white ones and the red and white ones. I was a fan. My big ass tried to do the primetime dance when we used to play football in the streets. Every time I would catch an interception and ran it back for a touchdown, I would do the primetime dance. I was a Deion Sanders fan. I would never take nothing away from Deion Sanders. Nothing. He played, he won 2 Super Bowls, made plenty of money. Can't take nothing away from that man. As a father, he was in his son's life. He was in Shedeur's life. And he coached him in Shiloh from Pee Wee all the way through college. Nothing but respect. I give this man nothing but respect as a father, as a man, as an athlete. I give him nothing but respect. Is he braggadocious? Yes. Is he cocky? Yes. Arrogant? Yes. But he had to play to back it up. See, when you cocky and arrogant and you got to play to back it up, a lot of people will overlook your arrogant behavior. A lot of people will overlook that shit because you can back that shit up. At corner, at wide receiver, you're a prima donna. Wide receivers think they can catch any pass, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, triple coverage. They always think they open and get mad when you don't throw them the ball. Same with corners. Corners feel like they can cover anybody one-on-one. Put them on the island, one-on-one. They feel like they can lock anybody down. Prima donnas. I like that because I've been a cocky, arrogant individual at times. And just going over the Shedeur Sanders situation, just talking to my people, my circle of sports fans, I could deal with cocky. I could deal with arrogant. I could deal with conceited. I could deal with it if you can go play on the field, if your play can bag it up. I know I coach basketball, and there were players on my team. Just like when Tom Brady was in New England, it's like Bill Belichick made it his business to out Tom Brady every chance he got. And Tom Brady is the GOAT. And some of y'all like I'm a Joe Montana fan, but I ain't gonna argue with y'all. Tom Brady the GOAT. And Bill Belichick made it his business to out Tom Brady every chance he got. Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls with Bill Belichick and left New England, went to Tampa Bay and won one more. I can't argue with GOAT. I can't argue with greatness. That's greatness. And he was a 6th round quarterback. Deion Sanders is a 1st round corner. Greatness. Locked down a whole side of the field, one-on-one, taking the best receivers out the game. Stamped. Got the gold jacket. Great man, great father, great athlete. Now, excuse me. Now let's talk about Shedeur. Shedeur has only been coached by one individual his whole entire life, his dad. And even though I can respect the fact that Deion coached his son his whole career, because I coached my son up until 8th, 9th grade. That's the only coach he really knows. Coming out of high school, Shedeur was a 3-star, maybe 4-star. He wasn't 5-star. He wasn't the elite of the elite at the QB position coming out of high school. He was a 3-star, maybe 4-star, depending on which site you're looking at. But he wasn't 5-star. Shedeur Sanders didn't have a lot of offers from big-time programs. I'm going to say that again. Shedeur Sanders did not have a lot of offers coming out of high school to big-time programs. He was finna go to Florida Atlantic University, FAU. Who in the hell watches Florida Atlantic University outside of people that go to Florida Atlantic University? He ended up going to Jackson State with his dad. And at Jackson State, he went 23-3. Went to the Celebration Bowl and won. That's a big achievement for Jackson State. That's a good look for HBCUs. Now, there was a couple of situations that were going on down there to where Deion was, they didn't respect him at Jackson State. Oh, they loved him, the coach. They loved his name down there, but they didn't respect him. Black folks. Funny. He had an HBCU where he gets no respect. They vandalized his car. They stealing stuff from him. The folks told him he was going to get a piece of the dough. And he was selling out games, selling out home games. They ain't got any money. If anything, Jackson State uses primetime name to build up their program. And primetime got disrespected at Jackson State University. Now, he did a lot for NFL owners and the scouts to look at HBCUs. Now, I'm not going to say that because they do have HBCU games on ESPN, on NFL Network. They have a Black College Showcase. They do that. So, yeah, I do give Deion props for helping HBCU get more eyes put on them. But Jackson State used him. Now, Deion also used Jackson State because he got in the door as a college coach. It was an equal exchange. Jackson State used Deion to build up the program, and Deion used Jackson State to start his resume as a college coach. Shedeur went 23-3 at Jackson State, HBCU. Now, you can look at it, you want to look at it, he won 23 games. 11 and a half games average. 12 games. That's good. That's good. That's great. But you're going against HBCUs. No disrespect. No disrespect to HBCUs, but you're going against HBCUs. It ain't like you're going against Alabama. It ain't like you're going against Texas, Oregon, Michigan. You're not going against these big-time programs that produces NFL prospects year in and year out. You're going against the SWAC. You're going against good football players. Majority of them not going pro. But I can't take away your winning record at Jackson State. 23-3. Wonderful. Colorado offers Deion Sanders a job as the head coach. They had a 1-11 season. And they told Deion, hey, come up here and coach in Boulder, Colorado. Cool. Soon as he accepted the job, he told everybody on the team, they're like, look, you might as well go and hit the transfer portal because I'm bringing in my guys. You might as well go and get ready to go find you another school to go play for. He said that. He said that. Brought his sons up there, went and got some more people. Even had brought Travis Hunter, which he flipped Travis Hunter from Alabama to Jackson State. Oh, that was news right there that Deion beat Nick Saban for a top recruit, a 5-star recruit. He beat Nick Saban for Travis Hunter. That was news by itself. He got Travis Hunter to go play at Jackson State. That was big. And he taking Travis Hunter to Colorado. He taking Shedeur to Colorado. He taking Shiloh to Colorado. He in the big time now, Big 12, Power 5. He in big time now. All season come and go, the season get ready to start. The biggest game on their schedule was the TCU game. Their first year in Colorado. And the only reason it was such a big game because TCU just came off a national championship run. They lost, but they went to the national championship. That was the biggest game. That was like the first or second game of the season? I think it was the first game. And they beat TCU. Now, I think TCU wasn't fully into the game. I think they underestimated Colorado because of their 1-11 record the year before. And they got beat. Big win for Colorado. Big win for Deion. Big win for Shedeur. He started off the season 3-0 and cracked the top 25. And this is where I had to settle down a lot of so-called Colorado Buffalo fans, when they start saying Colorado had a chance to go to the national championship playoffs in their first year. Hold up. Wait a minute. Slow down. Pump your brakes. They're in the Pac-12. They went against Caleb Williams, first round pick. Number 1 at quarterback. They went against Bo Nix, first round quarterback. Michael Penix, first round quarterback. They went against 3 of the 6 quarterbacks that got drafted in the first round in the Pac-12. They was 3-0 going to Oregon. And I had to tell people, hey, bro, they finna get smashed. They finna get drugged through the mud against the Oregon Ducks. People said I was a hater. Oh, you don't want to see Deion succeed? You hate him. I'm like, bro, I want Deion to be successful, but I'm not jumping the gun. I'm not finna sit up there and crown him king just yet. I got to see what he going to do against the likes of Oregon, the likes of USC, the likes of Washington, the likes of Arizona. I want to see what he going to do against the Pac-12 before I can sit here and call him the new king of college football. And that game came on. Me and my son sat in front of the TV and we watched Oregon kick Colorado ass. And me and my son were laughing the whole game because it was like, this is who y'all think finna win the national championship. This Colorado Buffalo team. Offensive line can't block. You don't run the ball. And this is when I really started looking at Shedeur as a quarterback. Yeah, he got a high completion percentage, good touchdown interception ratio. Yeah, it's cool. He get a lot of yards. But I'm looking at his pocket presence. You take a lot of unnecessary sacks. Yeah, the offensive line wasn't good, but you take a lot of unnecessary sacks trying to make a big play. Throw the ball away. Live to fight another down. That's just common football sense. It's like if you ain't got the play, throw the ball away. Don't take an unnecessary sack. Lose 8 yards because you're trying to make a big play instead of throwing the ball away. I'm looking at that and I'm like, man, something ain't quite bright. Something ain't quite bright. But again, this is first year in Colorado. He was dominant at Jackson State. This is first year in Colorado. He's going against the big boys. I want to see what he do. 4-8. 4-8. Biggest win against TCU. 4-8. And I was called a hater because I told people Oregon were going to put foot to ass on Colorado. And it came true. I told him USC was going to beat his ass. USC, for somehow, some way, made it a game when they didn't have to make it a game because they were kicking Colorado ass. Now, to be fair, they did lose a lot of close games, and I could say they wasn't 100% ready. They made a couple of mistakes along the way because they could have easily won 6 games that first year at Colorado. They won 4. And they lost a couple of one-possession games. I give them that. It happens. And I told my brother that's in California, I said, hey, bro, if he just wins 6 games his second year, cool. I'm straight with that. He bowl eligible. They building on that because they went 1-11 before he got there. They finished 4-8. I said, he building. That's 3 more wins than they had the previous year. I said, if he can get to 6, 7 wins, cool. That's bowl eligible. Now he building. See, we wanted to jump the gun and crown him king before he even sat on the throne. We want to hurry up and give Deion the title of the king of college football without really proving himself on the big levels. Yeah, he dominated at Jackson State, but he's in the Pac-12. Can he do what he did at Colorado with Jackson State. In his first year, he didn't. I called it. It wasn't no hate toward Deion Sanders. I just knew the truth. It was like, hey, bro, he got a whole nother ball game to play against better competition. If he got 6 wins, I'd be happy for him. He got 4. And a couple of games he lost was by 1 possession. And like I said, I told my brother that's in California, I said, hey, if he gets 6 or 7 wins this year, that's progress. He bowl eligible. I want to see what he do. He won 9 games this year. Him and Shedeur won 9 games this year. Now, they got thrashed by BYU in the bowl. Shedeur didn't look that good, but they were bowl eligible. The Big 12, when they left the Pac-12 and went to the Big 12, the Big 12 wasn't as dominant as the Pac-12. If you just really watch football, you know that. But they still went 9-4. So in 2 years at Colorado, he had a 4-8 season, a 9-4 season, 13-12. 13-12. A little bit above 50%. Numbers look good. Threw a lot of yards, had a lot of touchdowns, didn't have that many interceptions. He had 94 sacks, though. 94 sacks in 2 years at Colorado. 94. 52 that first year, 42 that second year. 92 sacks. And there's only so much I can blame the offensive line when I'm sitting here watching you hold the ball too long trying to make a play and you taking unnecessary sacks just so you won't mess up your completion percentage. I get it. I get it. You want to look good. You want to look good. You got Tom Brady as a mentor. You're not trying to mess up your completion percentage. Fine, cool, whatever. Now, after the season, after the bowl season, they go into the off season. Players declaring for the draft. Players saying they're going to go to another school because of NIL money. Hitting the transfer portal. Shedeur said he's going. He's going in. Now, this is where things start getting ugly for Shedeur Sanders. And y'all can say what y'all want to say because y'all want to. Anyway, when it came down to the Senior Bowl, the senior games, he really didn't want to play in them. He felt like he did enough in Colorado to where he didn't have to play in them. His stock was high enough. But that little white boy, that Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, the one y'all say he's not better than Deion, than Shedeur, that one right there, he took advantage of the senior games and his stock rose. His stock rose. And the funny thing about that is my son was telling me about Jackson Dart the whole season. My son was like, Jackson Dart was that dude. I'm like, really? Now, my son was the one that put me on Drake May in North Carolina. My son put me on Drake May. And I watched him. I said, hey, he kind of good. He going to be a quarter. I like him. I like Drake May. Went to New England first round. My son is a Giants fan. In the last 3 drafts, he picked exactly who the Giants were going to get all 3 years. This year, last year, and year before that. So when my son said Jackson Dart, I kind of believe my son because he picked Drake May. He called Drake May in North Carolina, and Drake May was the first round pick of the New England Patriots last year. So when my son said Jackson Dart was that dude, I had to believe him a little bit. I have to take his advice just a little bit because he done picked. He be watching these games. He played football. He see things that me and other individuals in our old age don't see right now. I have to take my son's word for certain things. So when Jackson Dart names started coming up before the draft, and I told my son, he's like, yeah, Jackson Dart, that dude. Now it became a conversation whether or not Jackson Dart or Shedeur was going to be the second quarterback pick. Cam had solidified him going number one. Cam solidified him going being the first quarterback off the board. He solidified that. Now it was a conversation about who was the second quarterback. Because for a minute it was Shedeur. But due to the fact he didn't take advantage of the senior games, and Jackson Dart did, that was a conversation about Jackson Dart and his performance versus Shedeur Sanders. Now it's like, is Shedeur locked at number 2, or is he the third quarterback? All because he didn't take advantage of the senior games. Then come the combine. Now, I ain't gonna hold it against him because he did participate. A lot of individuals don't participate, especially when they know for sure they a high pick, a first round pick. They'll wait till they pro day. That happened. So that's not nothing new to me that he didn't perform at the combine. But the interview process, that's where shit get ugly, is the interview process. Because, again, going back to his daddy said publicly that there's certain teams that he's not going to play for. Now, again, if you know game, if you know the football, he's not going to Kansas City. You know that. Patrick Mahomes, number 15, he's not taking Patrick Mahomes' place. He's not going to Buffalo. They just got the MVP, Josh Allen. He's not going to Baltimore, Lamar Jackson. It's teams he's not going to, so Dion was halfway right. It's certain teams he's not going to go to because he's not going to start. It's basically going to hold their clipboard and wear his damn baseball cap and learn. He's not going to compete for the starting spot. He's not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to beat Lamar Jackson. He's not going to beat Jalen Hurts. He's not going to beat Caleb Williams or Drake May or Bo Nix. He's not going to beat them. So Dion was right. It's certain teams my son is not going to play for. Now, the team that need a quarterback was teams that wasn't good. You don't want him to play in New Orleans because the word was he wanted to go to the Giants or the Raiders. Big markets. He primetime son. Why not go to a big market? He primetime son. That's the word I'm hearing. He want to go to the Giants or the Raiders. New York, Las Vegas. Brian Dable had an interview with Shedeur. And he pushed Shedeur to the test with the whiteboard. Just see can Shedeur create a play, break down a play, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm a basketball coach. But I can understand the interview process. Now, if what's being said is true, he went in there with beats around his neck, playing music, taking FaceTime calls while in the interview, acting like you need me, I don't need you. This ain't college. This ain't a team, a program that's desperate to give you whatever you ask for in NIL money just for you to take snaps from under center. This is the big league. This is professional football. My job as a GM, my job as a coach, my job as an OC or DC depends on who my personnel is. My job as a GM depends on who I pick. Who I pick. And being a general manager is hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Because now y'all want to use the whole Archie Manning, Eli Manning situation. Bruh. Eli was going number one regardless of who had the first pick. Everybody knew that. Eli Manning was going number one regardless of who had the first pick. And later on down the line, the reason why he didn't go to the Chargers, the San Diego Chargers at the time, was because him and Peyton didn't want to play each other in the same conference. They rather play each other in the Super Bowl. That's the real reason why he didn't go to San Diego and went to the Giants. Because he'd rather play against Peyton when the chips is in for the Super Bowl than to play against him in the regular season and in the playoffs for one of them to get to the Super Bowl. They wanted both of them to get to the Super Bowl at the same time. That's the real reason they pulled the move. Because San Diego needed a quarterback too. They got Phillip Rivers. So it ain't like they pulled a move for any other reason because he didn't want to play for he just didn't want to play Peyton Manning in the playoffs. He'd rather play him in the Super Bowl. That's the real reason. Now, take that for what you want to take it as, but it is what it is. But Eli was going number one regardless. Everybody knew that. Everybody knew Eli Manning was going number one. Everybody. He had the leverage. He could call the shot. John Elway did. He had leverage. He had leverage. When you a dominant player, you got leverage, you can call your shot. Shedeur Sanders ain't that dominant. And I hate to tell y'all that, but that's the truth. He ain't that dominant. Not against professional athletes. Not against those that's in college that we know going in the NFL. He's not that dominant. He's dominant against players that may have an opportunity to try out for a team, but might not make the roster. But you're going up against a front line in UCLA that got drafted. You're going against an Oregon team that got drafted. You're going against players that's for sure going to the NFL, hands down. And you didn't look good. You're not that good. You're not that good. You got an average at best arm. Now, for some strange reason, they love a quarterback with a strong arm. Josh Allen came out of Wyoming. But because Josh Allen was 6'5", 200 some plus pounds and can throw the ball 70 yards down the field, Josh Allen is a good fit. Josh Allen just won MVP. Yeah. Lamar Jackson coming out of Louisville won the Heisman Trophy. And they said he was a running back or a wide receiver. He didn't want to change positions. I felt bro. The Ravens jumped back in the late first round. They pick him up. 2-time MVP. All he's missing from his resume is a ring. Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid in Kansas City moved up to top number 10 to get Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes got, what, 3 Super Bowls? Shedeur Sanders is not a world beater. Shedeur Sanders is not that dominant. Shedeur Sanders is not this great quarterback that y'all so-called fans, so-called analysts, so-called experts think he is. If anything, Shedeur Sanders is a product of the Deion Sanders marketing machine. Because just like with Bronny James, your dad hyped you up and y'all want to listen to dad. Because dad is LeBron James. Dad is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. And if LeBron say Bronny is that dude, y'all have to believe him. Was Bronny James deserving of a All-American, McDonald's All-American spot when you the fourth best player on your high school team? I should say not. I should say not. Now, going into his first year at USC, they had Bronny as a late first round pick. Okay, let me see what he do. Then the heart ailment came in, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck basketball. Get your health right, Bronny. Don't even worry about picking up a ball. Don't worry about running up and down no flow. Make sure your heart right. Make sure your heart right. Make sure you can play if you want to play. They cleared him to play. He wasn't even that good at USC. Isaiah Collier, the point guard, he was cold. Bronny was not that good. Bronny said he was going into the transfer portal. I said, cool, go somewhere where you can get the ball, show people what you can get, get your ball handling correct, get your jumper right. Go to another team. Go to Ohio State. Go to Duke. Go somewhere where you can get the ball and show folks what you got. Bronny said he finna go to the combine. He finna go put his name in the draft. Like, wait a minute, bro, you ain't that good. You ain't that good, Bronny. You go to the combine. Go to the workouts. The positives about Bronny. He can jump. He got good court vision. Okay. What's the negatives? Too small. Can't dribble. Can't shoot. Okay. So what's the word? Second round undrafted. Well, damn. Go back to school. Work on your dribbling. Work on your shot. Try to put some more weight on. Do that. Then come back out. No, he's going to keep his name in the draft. Well, he's second round, so who really want him? The Lakers and the Suns. Also, his dad didn't want him. Bet. If Bronny James was as good as LeBron said he was, Bronny James wouldn't have failed a 55. That's just my common GM sense. That's just my common basketball sense as a coach, as a player, as a person that had to put teams together, had to look at little boys and tell them, hey, bro, you ain't ready yet. You need some more practice. You need to work on this. You need to work on that. As a coach that coached his son and made his son cry because I wouldn't give him no minutes. Because I told him he wasn't going to play no defense. My own son cried because I wouldn't put him in a game. And I sat there and told him, bro, you're not going to play defense. I need defense right now. You're not going to play it. Holler at me when I need somebody to shoot. Holler at me when I need some points. I need to stop. You're not going to stop. He cried. I didn't care. As a coach, I didn't care about my son crying. As a father, yes, I'm going to make sure my son is protected. As his coach, cry. I don't care. I'm trying to win. When I need points, I put you in the game. I said this so many times. My son got in the gym range. I needed to stop. And you don't play good defense. You're not getting in. Tell your mom. I don't care. Bronny James wasn't that good. But yet and still, we can't disrespect the king. You can't disrespect LeBron James. And you're the only person that want Bronny James. your son. Because if Bronny was as good as you tried to make him out to be, he would have went first round like they projected him at the beginning of the college season. Somebody would have took a chance on him in the first round, late first round, if Bronny was worth the pick. Even him going 55, it was other players out there I could have got at 55. Worse, I would have gave him a undrafted free agent contract. I could have used that 55 pick on somebody else and gave you a free agent contract. I'm still messing with you. I'm still taking care of my son. I'm just not finna tell Rob Pelinka to draft you. I'm not finna do that. But like I said, we couldn't disrespect the king because he's a black father. I'm a black father too, and I will cuss my son out. I will not give my son anything that he didn't earn. Yeah, I help him. I throw him a bone. But when it comes down to professional shit, because the NBA and the NFL is jobs. When it comes down to a job, if you're not qualified, I'm not giving you the job just because you're my son. I find something else for you to do. You're not going to be on my roster. Now, you might be in my front office because he got a good eye for talent. Might be a scout. Might be in the film room or something like that, but I'm not finna give you a roster spot. Not finna do that. And then every move you make, they looking at me because I'm the one that pulled the trigger and told you to get my son. Yeah. So the same thing with Bronny is the same thing going on with Shedeur, is because y'all don't want to piss off Dion. So anything Shedeur do, you have to respect it because you respect Dion. You love Dion. You're attached to Dion in some shape, form, or fashion. Whether you're a Falcon fan, a 49er fan, a Cowboy fan, a Braves, whatever your association with Deion Sanders is, you don't want to piss him off. You don't want to say nothing bad about his son that's average at best. He's an average quarterback that feel like because of his last name, because of his father, he's entitled to act how he want to act at interviews for a job because of his dad. And this is the funny part about this interview. They said you had on so much cologne, y'all had to walk outside. Was you high? Did you hit a little couple of blunts before you went to this interview? You got on so much cologne trying to cover up the smell of that weed? Is that why? Is that why? That you put so much cologne on because you were high and you didn't want the coach or whoever interviewing you to smell that good bud on you? What was that it? The interview process didn't go well because you felt entitled that you were going to go first round. You was entitled because of your daddy and his legacy that you're going first round. This ain't draft day. For those that watch that movie, good movie. You're a legacy player, but you're not that good. Just like Bronny James, yeah, your daddy is great. You're not that good. You're not. Can you be better than what you are over time? Yeah. You put in the work and all that right there, yeah, you could be a decent quarterback. You could be. But not with average arm. You don't move well. And I guess you're athletic, but I didn't ever see you really break back. You want to be a pocket passer, even though even Patrick Mahomes, he's not a running quarterback, but he know how to move. He know how to get where he need to go. When the play done broke down and ain't nobody open, he know how to move if he got a chance to get some yards. But he ain't Lamar Jackson. He ain't Michael Vick. He ain't finna break no records at the combat in the 40. He ain't running no 4-2. He don't even run a 4-4. Even Peyton Manning and Tom Brady with they slow ass could make a couple of yards off of a broken play. You didn't even do that. You didn't even do that. We go into analytics. Passes over 20 yards, 40-some%. Under pressure. You're not that good under pressure. Your best is short to mid, under 20 yards. So that let me know is that Will Shepard and Jimmy Horn and Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, turn a little something into a lot of something. You know that West Coast, Jerry Rice, I grew up on that. That's my favorite play style. That's my favorite system is the West Coast offense because all I got to do is dump it off and let the receiver do the work. That's what that was. And it wasn't even a good West Coast. It was spread. You didn't run the ball. Y'all didn't have no run game. You wasn't honest. You wasn't honest. You couldn't run the ball. Now you want to blame the O-line, but you couldn't run the ball, period. You didn't run the ball. You didn't run the ball. Everything was depending on Shedeur's shoulder, his arm. And he went 13-2 in the Pac-12 and the Big 12. He was cocky. Way beyond what a Johnny Manziel or a Baker Mayfield or a Cam Newton, way more cocky than any of them individuals. They went first round. Jameis Winston out of Florida State was stealing. He went first round. No, you Shedeur Sanders felt like because your dad is a Hall of Fame corner, got a gold jacket, damn to see his face everywhere you go. You felt like because of your daddy, you was a lock. You was a lock. So you can go act how you want to act in these interviews. You can do what you want to do in the combine. You feel like I don't have to go to this interview because I ain't gonna want to play with them no way. So I'm not gonna even take the interview, even if you're not going to play for them, even if you're not going to take the job, you can at least go see what they're talking about. At least entertain them because they're entertaining you. At least they reached out an invite and tell you come sit down and talk to us. I want to see where you're at. You sit there and say, no, I'm not coming to us, so why do I need to talk to you? The way you carried yourself during the whole offseason between your last game in college and getting drafted fifth round, 144. How you and your daddy handled this situation is the reason why you was a third-day quarterback. Third day. Now, you're in a situation where you can be the starter by the end of the year. You're going up against Joe Flacco. He old, but you know he's serviceable. He'll get you a couple of wins because he know the game. Kenny Pickett, he wear gloves on both hands. I don't trust it. Dylan Gabriel, I don't like short quarterbacks, but hey, you got to go against them three. And it ain't that many reps as the fourth quarterback. So when the preseason come around, Joe Flacco might play a drive or two. Kenny Pickett might play a couple of more drives. Then it's going to come down to you and Dylan Gabriel. Who gonna shine in the preseason? Who gonna have a leg up on the competition to be the future starter for the Cleveland Browns? And the funny thing about it is they could have picked you with the second pick if they really liked you like that. They did pick you in the 5th round. So you still end up going to a team that you was gonna go to anyway if they really wanted you at the second pick. You still made that happen. But due to the fact you was an average athlete at best, you didn't shine in big games against big competition, and your daddy was your representation, and he running his mouth talking like it's a lock that you're going top 5. It's a lock. You're going top 5. We can do what we want to do with this process. Due to the fact of all that right there, you end up sliding to the 5th round. And I felt sorry for you. I felt bad for you after day 2. Like I said, with Jackson Dart taking advantage of the offseason, he improved his stock. He was the second quarterback taken. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about him. But like I said, I trust my son good. That's his team. He's a Giants fan. He liked Jackson Dart. So I kind of trust my son good when he say that's their dude. I have to see. But my son don't miss. So I felt like with Cleveland coming on the clock with the first pick of round 2, I'm like, for sure, they going to pick him 2nd round, pick number 1. Came and went. 2nd round came and went. Tyler Short, whatever you call him out of Louisville. Bo Nix was an old dude coming out of Oregon, and he went 1st round. So Tyler Short, it wasn't a big shock, but when I know found out his injury history, I'm like, hey, y'all just playing what you're doing now. Y'all go get a broke up quarterback before y'all go get Shedeur. Jordan Miro. Is he Lamar Jackson? I don't know. I know he fast. I know he big. Is he a good passer? I don't know. Can't tell you. Don't know. I watched a few Alabama games. I ain't see too much. I knew he could run. Was he a top-notch quarterback? I don't know. Dylan Gabriel, I've seen him a lot, but like I said, I don't like short quarterbacks. I don't like short quarterbacks. So, again, the jury's still out for me on Dylan Gabriel. He's good at Oregon. I just don't like short quarterbacks. But due to all these factors of you and how you took the process, you and your skill set, you and your dad and his talking ass, telling team what y'all not gonna do. Yeah, you took a hit. And I hate you took that hit. But you have to own up to your own bullshit too, Shedeur. You have to own up to what you did wrong in this whole process. Because you could have went 1st round. At best, 2nd round. No later than 3rd round. That's really where I had you. 1st or 3rd. I really was like, yeah, you could be the 2nd, 3rd quarterback off the board. But because of y'all dealing with the process and all this there in the 3rd, you end up going 5th round. You lost a lot of money because, that's another thing, like how much money he lost. Because what my son told me, Cleveland saved so much money by drafting Shedeur in the 5th round instead of the 1st round. Yeah, that comes into play too. That comes into play too. Am I going to spend all this money on Shedeur Sanders? Like, he made plenty bank at Colorado off NIL money. Do I have to spend all this money on a quarterback that I really don't trust? Do I? Do I? Or y'all just want me to pick him because his daddy? Mayor Kiper was about to bust a blood vessel because folks were overlooking Shedeur. Wouldn't pick him. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. For him to go past the third round, I said, oh, something ain't right. I felt bad for him. I said, something ain't right. He did something. But as usual, can't hold him accountable. As usual, you can't hold him accountable. You can't say he did anything wrong because of his pedigree, because of his being in a nuclear family. His dad had been in his life his whole all the time and shit like that. The same way y'all said with the Carmelo Anthony shit is that because of his upbringing, he can't do no wrong. But now, according to several sources, several reports, you fucked up the whole process. You didn't take advantage of this, and you were too cocky. You were too cocky. And I like cockiness. I like a little swagger. I'm not against it, but you too cocky because of number 21. Because you prime time son. Just like your LeBron son. I can play. We gonna buck the system. I'm gonna play. Even if I ain't that good, y'all gonna get me. Okay. Get you when I want you. Don't nobody want you but your dad. A lot of people want to use LeVar Ball with Lonzo and Melo. I felt LeVar Ball when he started talking shit. Talking about Lonzo what did good. I said, but LeVar, pump your brakes. You saying Lonzo better than guys in the NBA already. Yeah, he went two. He went two. And got waxed his first year because LeVar running his mouth. But he did go number 2 in the draft. He did that. The way he handled Melo, that was all LeVar. But Melo went and played overseas, just like a Luka, just like a Giannis. He started playing early, around the same time as Luka Doncic was playing professional basketball at 14, 15 years old. Yeah, that was Melo. So when Melo came back over, he grew a little bit because y'all do remember he was playing behind Lonzo and Jello. He was a little bitty dude. He shot up to 6'7". Played professional overseas. Yeah, first round, lottery. And I love LeVar Ball. I respect LeVar Ball. He talks shit behind his son. His sons, both of them good. Both of them good. Now, your entitlements. I'm supposed to play in the NFL. I'm supposed to be your starting quarterback. You supposed to give me this job no matter what I do. Kick you in your ass. And now you have to fight. You have to earn it. Because let's be honest. You didn't earn it. Your daddy gave you the keys to the teams. The Pee Wee team, the middle school team, the high school team, the college team. Your dad gave you the keys. You didn't have to earn it. You didn't have nobody. You had to look over your shoulder to see what creeping behind you to take your spots. You didn't have to worry about nothing. Daddy gave you the keys. Daddy gave you the ball and tell you to run his offense. Daddy did that. And you thought daddy was going to help you get a job where you didn't have to earn it. You didn't have to earn it. That's one thing I made my son understand while I coached him is you got to earn your minutes. You got to earn your position. I'm not giving you nothing. because I'm not finna jeopardize my team for you because you're my son and I love you to death. But when it comes down to sports and I'm coaching and you're on my team, I treat you like I treat anybody else that want to play for me. Earn your minutes. Earn them in practice. Earn your minutes. I'm not giving you nothing. Earn it. Shedeur never earned anything. He was given. He was given the keys to the football team. He was given the ball and had no competition to worry about. And he took that same entitlement to the NFL, and the NFL told him, we're not giving you shit. You ain't earned it. And you ain't that good. You ain't Cam Ward. You ain't Caleb Williams or Michael Penix. You're not that dude. Except for your dad is saying that. And just like I say, with my son, I'm my son's biggest supporter. I'm my son's biggest fan. But I keep it real with my son, nigga. You 5'10 and a half, 5'11. You're not playing D1 college football. You're not going D1 college basketball. Now, I take that back. He had a couple of D1 schools that were interested. But at best, he was D2. I'm like, you 5'11. You don't dribble. You don't drive to the rim. Your defense is so-so. I said, the best thing you got is your shot. You can rebound a little bit. Got quick hands so you can get a couple of steals. But I told my son straight up, like, bruh, if I was a D1 coach at a big-time program, I'm not recruiting you. If I was a coach at a D1 football program, I'm not recruiting you. And I love my son to death. And I wouldn't recruit my son. Just off his body language by itself. I told him about his body language. I said, you don't know who's watching you in these stands that might be interested in you. And the way you come off the field, where you come out of games, you not a team player. When your shot ain't falling, when you're getting sacked and shit like that, you don't want to talk to nobody. You want to be by yourself. I'm like, that's not a good look. I wouldn't recruit you just off of body language. The best thing I could tell all y'all people that feel like Shedeur got done wrong, that feel like Shedeur got did dirty, racism, NFL don't like your dad or whatever the case may be, go watch Draft Day. Go watch Bo Callahan. Ask Shedeur why his offensive lineman didn't pick him up off the ground when he was getting hit. Why he had to pick himself up. Ask his O-line that. Ask him that. I mean, he did throw him under the bus one time when they played Nebraska. Oh, y'all forgot that, didn't it? That he actually threw his O-line under the bus at the Nebraska game. Oh, yeah. So you can't say that in public. You can't say that in public. If you the leader of the team, it's certain things you have to bite your tongue on and keep it to yourself or say it in practice. You can't say it out loud. That right there was a turn off for me. Like, you don't throw your teammates under the bus, even though they did let you get hit a million times. You can't go out there and say, my O-line suck. Even though everybody else saw it and everybody else knew it, you as the quarterback can't say it. Y'all must ain't never watched Any Given Sunday when Willie Beeman started feeling himself and being cocky and shit like that. Y'all remember that game in the rain? Talking shit. What happened? O-line let him get smacked. He was crying in the huddle. All because he cocky. And he getting blasted. But y'all don't want to look at shit like that. Y'all want to say he just being a young nigga. He just being him. Yeah. Right. Just like I say about leadership. If you taking me to the right direction, I will follow. I will follow. If you're taking me where I need to go, I will follow. But if anytime you get to doing shit I don't agree with, and you talking about this for the best of the team, but it's fucking up my team, fucking up the morale, me and you got problems. I'm so disrespectful. I'm a problem. If you're my leader and you're not taking me where I need to go, I'm a problem. I played on the offensive line. Trust and believe, if Shedeur rubbed me the wrong way, it wasn't a problem for me to let some D tackle come through and blast him. Wouldn't care. Just like that story about Michael Jordan, how he told Horace Grant he could eat lunch, couldn't eat on the plane, and took his food away from me, and Mike would have been fighting. I don't give a damn about who you is. I'm going to give you respect like you give me respect. You're going to take my plate and say I don't deserve it, I'm going to throw yours on the floor too. Now what? But like I say, y'all can't piss off Deion Sanders. Y'all can't just admit that Shedeur is not that good. The teams he beat wasn't world beaters. Wasn't big-time programs. He didn't beat big-time programs. He lost some. He was a little bit over 500 in 2 years at Colorado. Damn near 100 sacks in 2 years. He had Travis Hunter and decent receivers that turned a short catch into a long game. He wasn't throwing that motherfucker 25, 30 yards down the field. You can talk about the accuracy all day. Yeah, it's accurate. When I ain't doing them throwing 5-yard hitches in routes, it look real good. That I could throw it to a Travis Hunter and for 5 yards, and make it to a 30-yard, 40-yard game. It looked real good. Make my stats look real good. But that's yak. That ain't you just throwing the ball 40 yards down the field. That Travis Hunter getting 40 yards on the catch. Make your stats look good that he ran 40 yards after he caught the ball. But that's all Travis Hunter. That ain't you. That's him. That's why he went number 2. That's why it wasn't no question about Travis Hunter being that dude, because he was that dude. You just a part of the system. You benefited off of Travis Hunter being that dude. You were just a part of the system. It's pretty amazing that nobody but Travis Hunter went the first round, second round, third round. Yeah, the Colorado Buffalo team didn't start getting picked up until the third day. And according to my brother that's in California, Deion lost a couple of players this weekend because they wasn't them niggas. Yeah, they got undrafted free agent contracts, but they ain't get picked. They had their choice of teams they could sign with, and it's only for just to go and get an invite to a camp. That ain't no lock that you're going to play on this roster. Ain't no lock. He lost players. He needed them boys to get drafted so to help his recruiting in Colorado, because they just gave him new money. He got a couple players coming in. He got a 5-star quarterback coming in. But again, that don't look good when you had one player go 2 overall and the next one go 5th round. But yet and still, this team is dynamic. This is a good team. This is a good team. Not when it's a 3-round difference between players. Ohio State had about 6-7 players go first round. Ohio State had at least 6-7 players go first round. Colorado had 1. And the next one went to the 5th. But hey, hope Shedeur be successful in the NFL. I hope Deion be successful in Colorado. And if he has an NFL future as a coach in the future, hey, hope he get there and hope he be successful in the NFL as a coach. This is not hate. This is reality. This reality. This ain't hate. It's reality. He's not that good. He's not that good. He went to a team that needed a quarterback. He's not that good. And with next year's draft, the quarterback class will be a little bit deeper. Because look at it. Cleveland still need a quarterback. The Jets, Detroit, the Rams. There's a lot of teams that's gonna need a quarterback. And this class will be a little bit deeper. You might see 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks again drafted in the first round. Because the need gonna be there. That let me know that y'all don't really pay attention to stuff. When there's a need at a certain position, you'll see a lot of defensive ends go high when you need edge rushers. When you need offensive linemen, when you need tackles and guards and centers, it's going to be a high demand. A lot of them going to go first round. When you need quarterbacks, and everybody need a quarterback, and there's a lot of teams that need a quarterback, you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks go first round. It wasn't a need for quarterbacks this year. And even with that being said, you still didn't solidify yourself at least the 3rd quarterback on the board. You didn't do enough to be the 3rd quarterback on the board. Take some accountability and blame yourself. Blame your team. Blame your dad. That was your agent. That was your representative. And he messed you over more than you did. But now, don't blame racism. Don't blame the good old boy club and all that right there now, bro. Shedeur have to hold this one. Shedeur have to hold this one. And like I said, I feel bad for at least 3rd round. You didn't even get 3rd round. Hold his L, bro. Hold his L. Anyway, I'm finna get on down. I appreciate everybody that came through, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're going to keep this going for another one. So, like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will get up with y'all good people at another time. I'll holler at you.
I ain't getting no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I've been up 6 days a week. I ain't getting no sleep. How they mad already? I ain't hit my peak. If they ain't hate, then you ain't great. Shit, you know how that
jump off a jet and I'm turning the city up. Niggas know that I'm really up. Shawty thick as a pony, I tell that hoe giddy up. I been beating that kitty up, and I ain't gotta say it, they figured I get it in. I been popping my shit again, cop a crib on the side where they don't let no niggas in. I been noticed you getting thin, I done mastered the art of my hustle. Man, you niggas one part of my struggle, so it's funny the moment you get you some money, they flocking, they all in your bubble. I been popping this pimpin', I'm padding my stat sheet. Got my O's in the track meet. Everything that I drop gon' be hard as the last heat. Baby, come get your back beat. I been having this motion, I move like a nurse, little nigga. I can't give a fuck how you feel. All of my partners that came up from nothing, you know that I can't keep it nothing but real. Need you a verse, better come with that paper in order. I'm booming, I'm charging them steep. I'm in your city a total of week and a half. You know I ain't come here to sleep. I been going up
10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street.
I've been up 2 weeks, that's a half months with a half ounce and a whole queen. Herb pack in the backwoods with some backwoods, tryna go green. Probably 10, surely not 20s. I'm like, fuck it though, I keep them hoes clean. From the coastline straight to Moline. I just pole pimp, I don't pole lean. Get more green than a golf tee. Come get your issue, get off me. All of my minutes is costly. I've been flicking my wrist, got it frosty. We been up in the score, I've been keeping a tally. My shit like a rally, we moving they soul. Fuck what you thinking, they already know. And as soon as I think it, it already flow. The hell is you saying? You gotta be playing. You niggas ain't coming like this. Hop in the booth and I'm beating the brakes off the mic. I just can't give them nothing but hits. I just been flexing on them, getting reps in. They ain't finished clapping for the next win. Got these niggas greener than they next skin. Stacking heirlooms for the next gen. I been outside, I been beachside, I been east side with the gang. I took a jet ride to the west side for some Roscoe's and a chain. I had to bounce back to the Midwest, went to Chi-Town on the train. I hit the D-Town for the weekend, swerving potholes every lane.
I've been going up 10 days straight. I ain't get no rest, cause I'm gon' win, I make plays. So I give my best, and you can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever gon' please you. You ain't never seen nobody come up like this and then catch amnesia. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just cook, serve, repeat. Promise y'all I'm gon' eat. I just cook, serve, repeat. Booming all on your street. I just